Alright, so today's video, we're watching a Plat 2 support on PC playing Bap, Juno, and Kiriko on Blizzard World. They say, hello everyone. I have been in Plat for a long time now. I've played Overwatch since 2018. I've been a Baptiste main since he came out. I feel pretty confident with playing him. This specific game was extremely fun to play and extremely intense, but I'm quite frustrated with how it ended. The whole game, I feel like I didn't play my best, and looking back, it seems like I'm not even paying attention sometimes and react way too late. I also feel like I'm wasting my ult and abilities. Often when a team comp doesn't work, I tend to let it bubble up inside instead of voicing my concerns. It's often out of fear, but it's very important to me to keep the team's mental up. During the second half of the game, I swapped to Juno because of my tank. I'm not as comfortable on her as I am Bap, but feel like I played pretty well. I had some very questionable plays in there, but I'll let you see those for yourself, and I can't help but feel like it's my fault things don't go as planned. I have watched many of your previous VODs and tried to apply your tips, but I'm kind of lost and need some help. Thank you for your time and everything else in advance. I'd love to hear any and all feedback. Okay, so let's see what we can do here to figure it out. Yep. Brian Shield sitting up on high.
You're completely healing.
I mean, listen, we're already off to a hot start here. Your teammates all disengage, you stayed on the high ground for too long. If your teammates disengage out, you disengage out too, and you certainly don't jump up into the air to disengage out. What needs to happen here is you need to be as a unit. When your Rhine moves, you move. Your reaction to that was a little bit delayed, like you didn't get out of there, and then because of that, your Mercy's forced to res you survive, but that should never be that whole sequence shouldn't happen. Right there, that whole sequence that happened shouldn't happen. But your Mercy got a res off, and now you're good. Okay. Wow. Nice shots. Also, they've made Bap so much more of like... It feels like Bap is so much better than I... Okay, there you go. Teammates playing up, but your teammates are fine for now. Why is there an Ana up there? I don't know. Okay, you're popping your lamp. Lamp's fine for now. Getting Valk out. You gotta find you gotta settle on a spot. Good res by your Mercy. You gotta settle on a spot. The purple, you can burst heal in a second to keep your teammates alive. Nice burst heal. Ball's on point. Doing damage to Wrecking Ball. I don't know what perk you're gonna go with. We'll find out soon. That perk, I could not tell you. What perk is that? I only say because that looks like a... I can't tell if that's like a baked potato or like a start button. But it's the lamp one? Okay, there you go. Window. Yep. Timing's good. I have a feeling that this Bap is going to take the movement one. That lamp gives HP when destroyed. That makes sense. I have a feeling that this Bap is going to take the movement one, because you jump around a lot, and like sometimes I think you might be taking a little bit extra damage while doing that. It's not even like you're finding value with it. You're just jumping a lot. Dude, long range Bap healing sometimes feels the worst. And it's not even because like it's good. It just feels bad sometimes if like your teammates are dodging your heals or you have a weird angle. You're like, come on, just a little bit, closer, or not at that angle. You're doing fine. I feel like it's very hectic. And I think, again, sometimes hecticness in these games can do with positioning. It's like where, your team can never settle, so you're just in these weird spots all the time. That's kind of what it feels like. These battles where they're happening are something. What a duel. You won that one with 7 HP. Good job. Is that the double jump perk? I think so, right? No, not the double jump one, but the one where you have more mobility. The movement one. Okay, that's what I thought. You can dash it. Yeah. I saw that coming because they were jumping around a lot. Looks like the Hanzo had a broken keyboard. I hate when that happens. You can window this if you want to, by the way. I think your positioning, again, this is I want you to look at the path in your take. And you just ran all the way around here into a circle over here to throw a lamp on the ground. No, keep this in mind. Your teammates are all here. This is where the position is going to be at. I mean, honestly, the position is probably going to be up here too. Why is this your route? Why is this your path? I know you had a team fight there, but think about it. This is the sequence. Ready? Hanzo's keyboard broke. You went all the way around this way to throw a lamp here. Why not just like jump up here? Go up here, go to this angle. Heck, drop down behind your Ana if you want to play it safer. Then you can window main, and now you have a good window. Instead, you're taking the scenic route around. You know what's going to happen? You're going to go over here and you're going to window, and either two things are going to happen. Your teammates are going to annihilate, or you're all going to die behind the window. It's one of the two. Or you're not going to hit your window. I mean, that could be option 3. Nope, position it again, and you don't have lamp because you used it. Yep, that's on you. Again, you shouldn't even be in these scenarios, right? Like that Zarya shouldn't put you down to 30% HP because of where you're at. Thankfully, the Zarya decided to give up on after the 2 seconds of not seeing you, thought you were playing like hide and seek or something, and then just left you alone somewhere with 7 HP, but that's a whole different story. Window, 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 window. Right after that, that's fine. As long as you window, that's fine. Again, I think it's if you window and their reaction is to Kitsune, Poppy and P and Bob, that is a win. That to me is a victory. I take that any day of the week. Yeah, Nano was used first, so that's why I didn't mention Nano, because it wasn't used like reactively. The rest felt like they were. Could have just taken the spawn back there. In those situations, look to take the spawn back. You should be fine, but sometimes it's a safer play. I'm joining the live stream. Welcome. Yep.
You are completely healed.
Just holding close. So, by the way, this right now, your positioning is fine here. You're out of line of sight of everybody to your left. I mean, obviously, you might lose your Sombra here. Your teammates are right here. This is going to be an example of good position. And I want to showcase this because I think that right now your #1 issue is that you just don't position well. And I want to show you when you're in good spots also. I think that can be helpful. And this is one of these moments where I think you're in a good spot. So I want you to be very careful of like overextending after this to a certain point. I think your teammates might just die here, and you know they'll make the choice for you without that decision. Where like they'll just fall over and you can't do anything and you just fall over. But yeah, if they don't, okay, lamp's fine. Yep, saving the Sombra. Now you need to reposition towards your Hanzo. If you end up to the left, you're gonna get cut off and put at an angle. Yep, good job, good rotation, correct timing on the rotation. I'm all fine with that. That's on your Sombra. You don't... Big slam alert. Job surviving that. Hey, I mean, the window works. I mean, I saw... Even back when BAP was being played a little bit during the release of Mauga, like we saw the BAP window strategy happen before where you just like window inside of a Mauga ult. So hey, if it works, it works. That's fine. At first I was like, but then they didn't have really the ultimates to kind of counteract any of that, so. Good lamp, unlucky. I think your lamp hit something and then didn't like deploy right away. Because I think that should have saved your teammate. Actually, I want to look now. I want to see something here. I feel like your lamp was... Yeah, you threw your lamp. See? That was a weird throw. It like, did you see that? It didn't deploy right away. It like floated in the air, and that was enough time to lose the Ana. Like it was weird. Like watch. See, it like hit off the Mauga and then did like a spin. Yeah, it hit the Mauga and then did a spin. So it didn't do it in time. Yep. So that was the make or break between like your lamp working there. Obviously, I think your teammate was in a bad spot to begin with, but like, still though, that's unlucky. Cleanse is good. Keeping your teammate alive. Obviously, you're in a weird spot. I know that you're like, yeah, but they got purpled. Their team dies there if you don't cleanse that. That was a good cleanse. This EMP was a little bit too late by your Sombra to begin with. They were kind of holding on to it for a while. Again, proactiveness is really good in ults. Now your team's on your back foot. You just won't be able to catch up. I don't think there's enough time. You would need to get at least 2 kills already at this point. So, still a good like defense, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can still work on, which is a good sign. Again, a good sign. I don't think it's a bad thing. Don't be afraid to right-click sometimes here to get that extra burst of heal for a second. You don't need to always do it for damage. I think sometimes players get caught up in that where, like, you won't want to use your right-click, but by the time you get to the team fight, your right-click will be viable, like again. So, like, it's okay to use it to, like, keep your teammates alive. Which I'm glad to see you use it there. Good speed ring. Helps your teammates disengage a little bit. Get through their cooldowns in the meantime. Be careful of it. Remember, play corners a little bit more. Go with the heal perk. to what you went with. But the heal perk just means your right click is going to heal quicker. Doesn't damage quicker, heals quicker. As in, like it will connect to them quicker. There you go. Teammates grind it out, and you get the first point. Nice. I guess this plat. So just a clean first point take outside of a couple, you know, obviously, like right there. Like, don't be afraid to right click us now, especially with the perk. Like, why like let the chance that your Doomfist or your Reaper falls over there? Like your right click, like, would you need it right now? Do you need your right click? No, it's already back up again. So little moments like that can really help your team. Don't be afraid to go up here and ult this. I actually think you have a really good time to go up here and ult this area. Yeah. Keep the momentum. I'm afraid you're not hitting the ult button. Oh, you have such a good momentum spot too. Like, this is where you just win the game. Right here, if you use your ult. Instead, they use their ults, and guess what happens? You lose the team fight. No. At the very least, you trade out there and your teammates survive that. Whenever I see moments where, like, it's like, oh, if you just pop your ultimate here, you can just win this, or at the very worst, like, get every single one of their ultimates out. You have Blade, you have Juno ultimate. Oh, that would have been such a good timing. You got to find ways to be proactive and take that. Then now, obviously, the flip side is you have a Blade here, and you can just Blade in and you win. But I actually kind of like the ults they have to hold this for a little bit. A Bob and a Torb ult. Torb is your support ult. You just throw it on your teammates. And then Bob is just annoying to deal with, and yeah. We'll see, though. We'll see if you even get to that point. Okay. I would not be afraid to ult cart in about 2 seconds. You're more ulted. You can wait. Ult now. Yep. Ult's fine. And chat, you're going, yeah, but like, look at the scoreboard. Like, they, you know, what do you mean ult now? My take is always going to be this with points. Obviously, unless it's like some intense overtime game and a 6-6 game and you need to really like your ult economy, get the point. Guarantee you get the point. Your ults will build. But don't be afraid to use an ultimate to turn a fight. And their Torb didn't use their defensive ult, so now you still have your Blade coming up against that. I mean, that was just a good play by their Sigma. Right click right away. Yep, good idea. You right click right away because you heal so quickly with that right click with that perk. It's like worth like getting around the corner and starting to help your team get back up. Dingus Guide, thanks for the 10 months of tier 1. You're right, that is almost a year. Thanks for the 10 months. Keep healing your teammates.
10 months, that's almost a year.
You can speed ring in a second. There's a speed ring. Nice speed ring, good job. Heal your teammates. Ooh, what a grab and combo that was. Wow, I can't believe the Torb turret in the middle of the open survived that long. And now, again, because remember that Juno ultimate from earlier, you're going to have it here in a second. I imagine you would have used it prior, and now you have a chance at a good Juno ultimate, right? Granted, your team is not going the correct way on that retake, but that's a different story. 97%. Pop your ult if you get it. Okay, that's a weird one. The only thing I'm going to say to this, I want you to again think about positioning. I want you to play a little bit safer here because you did the thing where you went on this side of the cart. I think if you play further back like here, that doesn't happen. When you start to win team fights, you stray away from what's working, and that's what happened. You started to like move forward. I think you stay back further, and I think that doesn't happen. You end up winning the team fight. Again, that's theory. I don't know if that's actually what would happen there, but I think you would have been fine. Okay, I'm glad the Sigma guide has helped. I love to hear that. That's what it's about, right? All right, looking for a right click. You can speed ring in a second. Nice speed ring. Nice, good speed ring. It just kind of gives your Zarya a little bit more option. You have Hanzo ult. Ooh, okay. I mean, honestly, that was a good yup rock. I got nothing on that one. That was just a good play. Sometimes the Sigma just hits a good rock, and you just got to, that's just like, all right, well, yup rock it is. All right. Boy, buddy. I thought he was giving a clean. Yeah, this has just been the neutral. Nothing's really happening. This kind of is what happens when things slow down a little bit. where like there's no ultimate, so you're just waiting for something to happen, nobody dies during it. But you're gonna have grab, and this Sigma's kind of made it easy to grab him. Gonna get an okay kill, I think, here. Nice. And when your teammate, be careful of position here. You want to make sure you're playing angles rather than in the middle of the open. There you go. Speed ring right away. Speed ring. Play on this side. Yep, there you go. And now you play on this side. Don't go past your Zarya. Do not go past your Zarya. There you go. Much better sequence now. They ult the point. You have better vision. Dude, it's actually funny. Okay, what's funny about this, by the way, is the Juno did exactly what we were talking about doing that. Remember the first time that happened? They did the exact thing we were talking about, where this time you want to stay on the backside of the cart, and it was way better. And that's why I wanted to see that. And then look what happens. Same percentage of Juno ultimate, builds the ult up, pops it, wins the game. That's what I'm saying. Like, positioning, you got to just focus on not kind of ending up in a spot where you're losing vision of how you got to that point as a team. I think that's what happens. It's like, okay, this is working. Now let's go feed. Remember last time, you stayed here too long. The moment you watch your Zarya drop, you're dropping down too. That's simple. All right? Here we go. Didn't get rolled at the beginning. Thankfully you didn't, because you don't have res this time to make up for that. You mentioned playing up, which, as long as the Tracer or Sombra don't get behind and start tapping the point, you should be fine. By the way, this is something that's really important in these games, is if there's somebody behind you, work together to figure out what you're going to do about that player, okay? And what I mean by that is if your teammates are all falling back to go deal with a Sombra, everybody else should probably back up. That's how you lose team fights and go, what happened? So I'm glad to see that your team at least backed up. What will happen next, I have no clue. But, like, I'm glad that that was your reaction. Sometimes players will split themselves and, like, will basically lose because of that. So I'm glad you made that play. Don't be afraid to lamp early. There's your lamp. You have a Suzu also. It was very nice of your teammate to get out of the lamp. Yep, reload. This is probably going in your favor. You'd have to really heck this team fight up to lose this one. And there you go. So a good defense, good reaction, and I think I'm glad your teammates backed up together during that Sombra engagement, because that could have went either way. So I'm glad you took a different approach to it. Let's go see what how your attack goes. See if it ends up in a draw, a win. You're on Kiriko again. Let's find out. I love like how random like the hero selection is. Like you're on Bap, but then like on attack you end up on Kiriko, but then your other teammate was playing Kiriko, but now they're on Ana. It's just like, yep, just, selecting a hero. I was did Kiriko, just some spam, do some damage, play some angles, have a good time. Heck yeah, Lewis, let's go. Love to hear that. People tell me, I feel like, I've had a lot of people tell me that now, because we had like the walk-in streams for a while. People have like started to do like walk-in during streams, or like they got the treadmill under the desk, and I'm like, that's cool. And people are like, when we were doing that. I mean, right now you're playing this kind of how you would play it normally. Your teammates are all over the place. You're all over the place. It's kind of just been a very consistent all over the place situation. Yeah, and then you get a draw. So there you go. Yeah, listen, you have some good moments when you're playing. I think your number one problem, and this is just maybe how I'm seeing this, you have a tendency to, when the team fight is going well, your positioning gets worse. I've talked about this before. So your problem is going to go to positioning, but it's going to be a different type of positioning with you, is where you know how to start off strong, but as you win a team fight, you gravitate to a worse position over and over again, and then eventually you get grinded down and lose a team fight. So it's time for you to start like refocusing your position every time. I think a good example to show you is like on that second point of attack, where you just kind of, or defense, where you just ran in circles, threw a lamp down. You constantly put yourself in spots where you're making yourself or your teammates use cooldowns. Your positioning is leading to everybody trying to like keep you alive, and then as the team fight goes on, your positioning gets worse and you fall over. So reset every team fight into a good spot, and you're going to see better results, and you'll probably climb, because you have, like you said, you've been plat for a long time. But this is where you can get stuck, is like if you're constantly straying away from a good team fight into a bad spot, or not taking advantage of, like, when you pop your Juno ultimate, for example, when I showed it earlier, you just lose team fights. And that's make or break sometimes. So you clean up that part of your game, you're gonna be just fine. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, hit the like button. Want to submit your own spectating? Description below. That's where my Discord is. There's a chance we'll get to it. Obviously, we get a lot of submissions. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. Also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.